The war over the office, it's over. Management won. The workers came back. Every badge, every desk, every Monday. So why does it feel like everybody lost? They call it the return to office. I want to show you what actually returned and what quietly stayed home. To understand the surrender, you've got to rewind to the experiment nobody meant to run. 2020, overnight, the office emptied, and the sky didn't fall. Output held. In a lot of places, it went up. For 4 years, tens of millions of people proved the work could travel. But in the buildings they left behind, something gnawed. Half empty floors on leases signed for full ones. Leaders walking past empty desks, feeling a culture they couldn't see go quiet. The data said remote worked. The gut said something was slipping, and the gut got the microphone. And that's the trap in one sentence. The remote experiment was a referendum on trust, and a lot of leaders quietly voted no, not because the numbers told them to, because the empty chairs made them nervous. Rewind 18 months. When the mandates first landed, people came out swinging. Surveys had half the workforce ready to walk over a return to office rule, 51%. Then something happened. Nobody put on a poster. In 1 year, the share of people willing to quit over it fell from 51% to 7. Quit or job hunt cratered from 91 down to 40. The fight just went out of the room. Not because the mandates got kinder, because the ground moved. Here's the honest part. After a year of layoffs and do more with less, people looked around, saw the empty chairs where their coworkers used to sit, and decided the hill they would not die on was the commute. You don't protest when you're grateful to have a chair at all. So they didn't quit, they complied. And there's a colder read some workers just can't shake. Mandate 5 days. Knowing your best people with options will walk. And attrition does the cutting for you. No severance, no headlines. It even has a name now: quiet layoffs. 11% of workers already believe their return to office rule is really about quietly shrinking headcount. True or not, that's how it reads from the desk. And you comply a lot harder when refusing feels the same as resigning. Oh, a few still marched. This summer in California, a 96,000 member state workers union rallied at the Capitol when their days in the office doubled to 4. Traffic, childcare, the cost of just getting there. Real grievances, loud and legitimate. Remember those California workers? Their loudest complaint wasn't the desk, it was the 2 hour round trip, the pollution, the childcare they suddenly had to find. The mandate didn't just move their location, it reached into their whole life and rearranged it. And still, most of them complied. Watch the wide shot. For every person on the Capitol steps, 1,000 more just pulled into the lot and badged in. The protest was the exception. The parking lot was the rule. So the bodies came back, and the first thing they did was invent a workaround. They called it coffee badging. Show up, badge in, grab a coffee, be seen, and slip out before lunch. Attendance performed. Presence faked. And here's the twist that tells you everything. Coffee badging is going down from 58% to 43. Sounds like a win. It's not. It's not falling because people fell back in love with the office. It's falling because 70% of them got caught, and the badge readers and the 9 a.m. check-ins just got better at catching them. And the office that welcomed everyone back had new eyes, badge analytics, occupancy sensors, keyboard trackers, productivity scores. The same year we begged people to come in, we wired the building to watch whether they meant it. 73% of workers expect their employer to expand monitoring. Sit with that. We met a trust problem with a tracking problem, and surveillance has never once produced a single ounce of genuine commitment. Think about it. We didn't solve disengagement, we just got better at measuring attendance. The one thing that was never the problem. We're counting badges at the door and calling it a workforce. Pause with me. Your last Monday, 1 to 5, how present were you actually? Not in the building, in the work. 1, a coat on a chair. 5, all the way there. Lock it in. So management got the compliance it asked for. Full floors, green dots, badge swipes trending up and to the right. And this is where the bill came due. 20%. That's how many people worldwide are actually engaged at work right now, the lowest in 5 years. Flip it over. 64% are checked out. and 16% are actively, quietly working against the place that employs them. 1 in 5 is all the way in. 4 in 5 are a coat on a chair. Gallup puts the price of all that quiet checking out at $10 trillion a year, 9% of everything the planet produces. And notice what none of this measures. A badge swipe can't tell whether you solved the hard problem or just survived till 5. Occupancy can't tell a team that's humming from a room full of people waiting to leave. We built a dashboard for the one thing that never mattered. And it's worst exactly where you'd least want it. Manager engagement fell harder than anyone's because the people enforcing a rule they didn't write are burning out first. You can't hand out energy you don't have, and a mandate doesn't empty the building evenly. The people with options, your high performers, are twice as likely to walk. Strict return to office rules run about 14% more turnover, and roughly 8 in 10 employers admit the mandates cost them talent. So the ones who can leave, do. The ones who comply, stay. You keep the compliant, you lose the committed. You win the badge, and you lose the best. So we ended up somewhere genuinely strange. The fullest offices in a decade, sitting on top of the lowest engagement in years. Presence went up, belonging went down. If that doesn't sound like winning to you, you're paying attention. Now, I'm not here to tell you the office is the bad guy. It isn't. And I don't do villains on this channel. You know that. Let me give you the other side, straight. Now, presence, real presence, has genuine value. The 22-year-old who just started learns more in 3 hallway conversations than in 30 video calls. The research backs it. Early career people with in-person mentors are 5 times more likely to earn a real pay bump. And younger workers aren't fleeing the office. A lot of them are craving it. The mentorship, the belonging, the accidental genius of overhearing how a pro handles a hard call. And here's who a blunt mandate hits hardest. Not the disengaged, the overextended, the parent now paying for childcare they never used to need, the 90-minute commute that used to be sleep, the caregiver quietly stepping back from a promotion because 4 days in the office and a sick parent don't fit on the same calendar. And those people don't quit loud. They just shrink, a little less hand raised, a little more coat on a chair. You didn't lose them in an exit interview. You lost them across 1,000 quiet Tuesdays. And the leaders aren't twirling a mustache either. They're staring at half-empty buildings they're paying for, watching a culture go quiet, feeling responsible for something they can't see. So they reach for the one lever they can pull, attendance, because it's measurable and it's now. So if presence is valuable and leaders mean well and workers aren't lazy, where did it break? Right here. We mandated the body and never earned the buy-in. Compliance is just what you get when you skip the why. You can order someone into the room. You cannot order them to bring the part of themselves that does the actual work, the caring, the ideas, the discretionary 2%. That's the whole ballgame. The fix was never remote versus office. It's presence with a reason. Make the day worth the drive. The office doesn't need to be required. It needs to be worth it. So what does presence with a reason actually look like? It's not a turnstile. It's a team that picks the same 2 days because that's when the real problems get solved in a room. It's a manager who books the mentorship, not the mandate. It's making Tuesday so useful nobody has to be told to show up. The companies getting this right stopped counting bodies and started earning them. They quit asking, how do we make them come in? And started asking, what's worth coming in for? Answer that honestly, and the parking lot fills itself. All right, 3 things to carry out of here. 1, if you lead people, attendance is a vanity metric. A full parking lot is not a full team. Measure the work and the energy, not the badge swipes, and give people a reason to show up, not just a rule. 2, if you manage the middle, your tank emptied first. And that's not weakness, it's physics. You can't pour buy-in from an empty cup. Protect your own why first. And 3, for all of us, compliance is survivable, but it's also how a career quietly goes numb. So pick one thing that's yours this week and bring your whole self to it. Drop it in the comments. I read them. When's the last time you felt actually present at work, not just attending? And what made the difference? That's worth more than any mandate. If this hit home, we go deeper every week. Grab the free field notebook and the unseen newsletter over at insidethework.org. Same place, more tools to help you turn here back into all in. Because every workplace has 2 stories. The one we see, a full office, and the one we live.